What's going on, people? Welcome. Happy New Year. Thought I'd come on and share what's been coming up for me and to go over where we are at the moment. It's like a tipping point. I said the domino is moving now. It's kind of like swinging on to the point where it's going to just fall. It's just going to go. It's going to go like a big momentum is going to come with it, and the awareness behind all the things that we have kind of got a taste and an idea for what's going on. That's going to become more clear too. I'm seeing it very differently at the moment. Is everything that we've been told has a crossroad, and everything has a kind of a twist to it, because it's the system that's being exposed. It's the darkness. It's every bit of corruption there is. And if you look at through each individual person's perspective, whether you're in the truth movement, whether you're in the corporate world, whether you're just a mum who's got 3 kids and her dad's away, like there's different perspectives. The way that all of these events that we're seeing at the moment is all being orchestrated to satisfy the needs of whatever it is these people are experiencing. The AI technology knows everyone inside out. The program Leave the World Behind, where you saw that there was propaganda with leaflets being dropped in different states, and they said, in this state my friend said it was China, and in this state it was Iran. So people in different locations were getting a different message. I feel that that's going to be a big part of this too. That's how you wake the world up, because it's every part of corruption, every crime that ever exists, low-level crime, family crime, corporate crime, all the way up to the worst of the worst crime. When you take out everything else, the distractions, when you remove all of the evil and put them to one side, you just see this big enterprise, this big snake. And people that thought they were getting away with low-level crime are soon going to see that their crime was still responsible for the deaths of many, for the destruction of lives, worse than that, for these sick, evil people that do all they can to defeat God. So every crime will link to another crime, so it's almost like the scare event. Whatever's being shown to us is going to impact us all. So for me, I feel that we're all going to get different stories, and also other countries have their own things to focus on and worry about. And then you've got people that just follow the news. So that's going to be the scare event, the world war, Trump stepping in. Yet all the other levels, people are being plagued with all sorts of illnesses. So big pharma might be one for them. People that are so passionate about their country and they voted in who they thought was going to be the president was cheated out. They're going to be impacted. So everything links, and everyone will be a part of this awakening in some shape or form. For me, it has to be a big world scare event, 9/11 times 17. It's going to be, it has to really shake people to the core, because it needs to be that impactful, because after that there is no darkness. The darkness will be the shadows within us, so we can call it the shade. And the darkness will then be put on movie productions showing us what actually did happen, what we were actually living in as a system, and what was going on to us and we didn't even know. The darkness is going to be some of the people closest to you, and their whole life has been set up to keep you distracted. The closest of the closest. That's how dark it is. That's why no one's coming out now and stepping forward, and there's no whistleblowers, because everyone is involved in some way. Like, a lot of people are going to hang themselves in shame. Even though it's all talk at the moment, it's the knock-on effect when people wake up. That's the biggest fear. The only way you get out of any of this is speaking your story. And you can hide all you want. That's energy inside. It's dark to light. So love comes in, that fear has to come out. It's like a complete soul flush, and this time there's no getting around it. So that's where we're going to start seeing more and more. The more the panic ramps up, the more the names get revealed. Remember the high elites online, they're not there now. the more panic starts kicking in everyday society. There's people that have been operating for these people for years, knowing what these people get up to, but didn't do anything because it served them. That's going to be so hard. Suicide weekend, they talk about it a lot, but this is how people will get out of it, because they won't want to face it. I feel that there's loads of ways and solutions for this, but it takes the person individually to speak. It's going to be interesting. So all I encourage people now is to really know and prepare yourself that the work and the scare is going to be personal to you. The feelings that are going to come up for everyone are going to be feelings that we have experienced before, but we've buried them. We've forgotten about them. We've changed the story slightly just to keep it away from us. They're going to come up, but it's going to come up in such a way where we're not going to have time to describe it. We have to be with it, go through it. It's the awakening. All of this will then come to God, because any part of fear is the opposite. You're acting. It's the opposite of God is an act, because you're not being yourself. To let go is to let God. Many people hold on to stories. Many people hold on to ideas. Many people hold on to attachments. When you've got all that holding on, you don't have God. People are part of an evil system, still doing things that maybe are not deemed as evil, but it's part of the system. That's holding on still. Things like that. So people are going to have to prepare. All of us. Even if you think you know what's going on, it's going to be scary just watching for what I label the storm as the emotions of other people. What's scary is going to see how deep and dark this was. What's scary is the fact that we've gone through life and we weren't even aware of it. That's going to scare the hell out of us. I'm going to say the heaven out of us, but that's going to shake us up, because it was going on and we wasn't paying any attention at all. That's been awakening for a lot of us anyway. Awakening is continuing to awaken to who you are. And some things you're like, how did I not see that before? It's obvious. How have I not even noticed these things? These are things that are going to come up for us internally as well. So I keep saying now, prepare for the storm. That's yours to deal with. The movie that's being projected to us, don't get caught up in that part. The bit's going to be hard is where we have to humble ourselves on we've been wrong about certain characters, and it's to flip it instantly and admire how clever this plan is. That's the best way to do this. Not like, oh my God, I got this wrong and I was that. No, it's like, whoa, they twisted it and they twisted it. That is 5D. That's the only way you can get through this. That's enjoyable then, because you're going to go, whoa, it's so out there, only God could create it. So for me, I'm excited, I'm ready, and I know that a lot of the things that are going to come, first of all, is a big shock factor all over the world. And then for me, it's going to just be one after another, to the point where it's the only thing that people want to pay attention to, because we realise that things are happening and it's moving quickly. And people that have got away for things for years, and people that have been slaves for years, all of a sudden, in a flash, there's going to be hope for something new changes, new experiences. So I see a lot of things unfolding, and the difficult things is the part. It is all our life. Everything we're being shown is a movie, and it is make believe now, but it's preparing us for what we're about. Everything you're seeing is being done to you. That's a better way of looking at it. Every crime and impeachment that Donald Trump went up for is what these people have been doing for you and what they will get done for. RICO Act, foreign interference, money laundering, like it's a system. So if you know the system, you got your fingers in all pies, you're part of it in some way. That's big. Hey Jen, good to see you. So welcome everyone. The other thing now as well is we're at a stage where you can call yourself a truther, and the truth movement for the last few years, and we've been used to getting information before the masses get to it. We have access to all sorts of things now, and we've learnt a lot along the way, and we've spent a lot of time investing in ourselves and literally consuming what's going on. We're getting better at seeing what is complete nonsense and bullshit and what actually feels right. Still loads of work to be done on that. That feels like a lot of preparation. It's what's to come still. And the fear part has to snap all of us out of it. It also has to bring the world together in terms of uniting, because quite quickly you're going to see we have been under war, and the people that we used to moan about, maybe our family members, and then never wait, that goes out the window, that instantly connect back. And the people that have spent loads of time in this truth movement as well, you're a small percentage of people around the world, like digital soldiers, just being in this space, looking at information. You're a digital soldier, you're on a digital battleground. You have a big role to play when everything starts shifting. And I waffled on a tiny bit then, going off saying that we got all the information earlier on. Now that information is a lot more limited, a lot less topics that we're being shown, yet it's literally same time it's on BBC website. So the information we get is now up to date with what the world is being shown. We've just come at it from two completely different perspectives. And I encourage people, go on fake news, mainstream media websites every day now. We control the news, which means you call it fake news, but it's been showing what the masses are now seeing. BBC website, 95 killed in Iran today from a bomb. We're in control, there's no bombs. We're not afraid to go in with war, warns Israel, Hezbollah. Japan, there was the earthquake, and then there was this plane crash. And then Ukraine and Russia and more is other countries. It's just getting all of them. Now there's Libya, there's Egypt. It's pulling the world together. I dig your accent, I'm jealous. Thank you, Julian. So there's no talk about UK stuff on the main website, main page. So I encourage people, go and look what they're showing us, because it's not just us now, it's the masses. It means we're getting closer to something where it has to, like the 5G, like COVID. They've already tested it. We can get the whole world connected, paying attention to the same thing. We've done that already in 2020. So this time we're going to do it in another way. It has to be a war event. It has to be election fraud and tie that in together, because many countries have experienced that. Many countries have been under oppression from corrupt government officials. We're seeing panic in DC. We're seeing that in the UK with the Houses of Parliament. You're seeing all the lies, yet that's being mirrored in every other country. And then you've got big tech, then you've got big pharma, every other country. Then you'll see legal system and taxes and the way that opportunities are presented. It's a system. Then everyone starts coming together. So it'll be like the elites at the top, the Obamas, the Bidens, the big names. Well, it's going to be the Obama. Because everything that's being prepped, Biden, and Biden's son, and Biden this, and Hunter Biden that, and the crime family, that still links with Obama, every bit of it. So it's prepping us. So when they say Obama, it's like, what for? They're just going to roll it off. And then it's going to tie in then with the Muslim Brotherhood, and then religion, and then God, which it all comes back to. So there's a lot to pay attention to. It's to know that we are, and this is another thing to remind yourself, we're in the most, I'm going to say, prolific event that's about to take place in human history. Take that in. Going back through all the generations, all the wars and all the cultures and stuff, there's a lot of discussion about this event. This is God's plan, this is God's story, and this is that shifting point where God has revealed who himself is. He's understood himself through his creation and through the man that he created in his image. And now he's then reinventing himself, realizing that love is the only way. Love is the truth. So we're going to do that now from a love space. We're going to have co-creators everywhere. We're going to have farmers. We're going to have shepherds. We're going to have gardeners. It's going to be the new world. We're going to learn, and we're going to be able to step into who we really are without any worry, without any time constraints, without any fear. And then you're going to have all the new technology. You're going to have a new understanding of what you've gone through, how strong you have been, even if you feel like you've given up, or if you're going through depression and anxiety, or you've made some bad choices. You're still going to see they're all the right choices to bring ourselves to this moment. And then for me, it's interesting now, like, there's the messengers and the gatekeepers and the truthers that are putting out information. For me, it's very easy and clear to see they're all connected in some way or another. And if they're not, then they seem to be more of an independent. And what they're discussing doesn't seem to be celebration. It's almost like, hold on, let's ride it out, trust God. It should be a complete knowing now that we are in full control. We've won this war. This is the revealing stage. And then there's others that are, maybe they could say that they've changed, and we all have, and they're doing service and they're doing work. Yeah, they're still part of the system though, and actively doing things within that, even communication, even spy and intelligence. They're still part of a system. To block others out, to stop the truth getting out there, part of the system. It all is going to be revealed, all of it. And they say all truths would be told, all lies would be revealed. You've got to think how deep that goes. And you're going to see that the technology that we're being presented with in terms of AI, and we can do a lot more on our own now with the assistance of that for us. You're going to be able to ask some really powerful questions about people. So yes, people have changed, and people have done God's work, and people are now finding themselves. When the world wake up to the full truth, and that hasn't come out, which it will have to, that's when it's going to get really challenging. All of a sudden, everything changes when emotions get involved. When the realization is like, oh, now it's time. So you have to pay attention to people's reactions. I just did a post on Clay Higgins, and I like the way that Mr. Truth Bomb or Truth Party posts his videos. But you can change the perspective, and you can see that it's not about who he's interviewing. All these things are being dealt with. Remember, the border we're in full control of. That's going to be controlled by Trump and the military and National Guard. You can actually see that on the executive orders. So then it's to pay attention to the actual politicians. Panic in DC. 3 movies going on. You've got Pfizergate, which has to be all then with Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, spying, election interference. That is all that part. Panic in DC is obviously all the politicians, and it's going to be some of the big names, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan. I hope not, but I feel that he's involved some way that benefits him. They all are. The Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, and the ones that are still out there trying to show that they're investigating are just stalling even more. Loving this live. Thank you, Vicky Barefoot Resolution. And things like that, going barefoot and learning about our body. Our body's God. Our body is our pet dog. We just have to give it play. We have to nourish it. We have to exercise it. And we have to be present with it. That's your body. Positive talk, love, appreciation. Your dog responds to your love. Are you doing the same for your body? If God works within your body and God's creation is inspired by your body, that means your body is God. Are you allowing God into your life? Are you accepting God into your life? Are you appreciating God every day? Are you noticing God every day? Your body's a miracle. Every part of you is a miracle. If you break it down into that one cell which has everything about you, and there's 50 trillion of them stuck together, that's a miracle. You cut yourself, it mends, it heals. That's a miracle. Only God can create that. So that's the way that I keep looking at things now. My body is my dog. My body is my vessel. My body is God's technology. Absolutely. I take out grounding walks in nature. Love that. And all these sort of things, when we have kids, they'll be the essentials again, the soulful essentials. We've taken all those away. And even the words in the English language, I love the language. It gives you the clues in plain sight. What's at the bottom of your feet? Soles. What's at the back of your bottom of your foot? A heel. Oh, you put your foot on the ground, your soul, so you heal. When you're with your soul, you heal. When you're grounded, and then you set your sun at night, night in shining armour comes down to save you. You then raise from the ground up your root chakra, your head above the ground. You come out to your sacral, your sacred space where the soul starts. If you wear your sandals, if you wear your shoes on the soil, you've got your soul on with an E. Let the E go, bring in the U, S-O-U-L. It's all in plain sight, all the words. You come up through the heart centre, the centre of the universe, my verse, 3 above, 3 below. And that's where you co-create with God, creation. And then from that feeling, you speak your truth with love and you put it out. There's no thought involved then. Look, go down. Where's the thought? It hasn't gone above the eye. Again, the journey of the soul is the journey of sun. The sun is Christ. So the sun sets each night. You set intentions inside your body. At your root chakra, you plant your seeds. At night time, your body rests and goes into work. And then you allow the sun to rise each morning to the point where morning is death when you cross over. You enlight the body, which means enlightenment. You enlighten mind. And then when you reach the 33rd vertebrae, you cross over from hello to halo. You cross over. You leave the body, heel, down, and then you're one with the Holy Spirit. Your spiritual being having a human experience, and you do it all present, which is the gift. It's the balancing act. The seesaw, the scales, you're seeing it, all the signs, all the symbols, all the words in the English language have told us. You can argue with this all you want, the story of Christ, but they're in the words. They've translated the Bible into English and they've changed the name of Jesus to Yes Us. Yes you are, Yahweh, your way. All those are still translated for us. It's a story and it shows us the way. And when we start realising, when we are conscious, we are Christ conscious. We rise in consciousness up the body. Then you have to take ownership. This is then you. Owner is you, the soul. Your ship is your body, ownership. You work with your mind, you're a partner with your mind, partnership. And then you set sail. It's plain sailing. It's all in the words, all of it. You look out to sea, ocean. With my eyes I see. Then if you are trying to be heard, it means you're not listening. Herd is like a sheep, a herd of sheep. And if you look at the anagram for listen, it's silent. And if you aren't listening, you're deaf. Deaf, D-E-A-F, and D-E-H-T-H. If you're not conscious, you're unconscious. That is dying, that is death, that is decaying, that is disruption, that is disease, that's distortion. All in the words, disruption. So if you look at the word death as an anagram, it's hated. You have hate for yourself because you're not conscious, because you're allowing death to take place. We're immortal. And you're choosing this way of life. All in the words. I love it now as well. Your nose, it knows the way. At night time, your soul uses your nose as a reference. So if you sleep on your side, it's working out things for you. And then when you have your intuition, it's like, no. It's not going the way of your nose. It's directions, the nose of a shark. Like, follow the signs. It's all in our senses. Our sense it's pre-sense. It's pre-sent to you from the soul. Presented to your mind as images. Present as the body. It's as a gift. And I continue to find magic in the words now. And certain conversations, you'll say a word and realise, well, that's why they've done that. They've stuck that in there for us to understand. So if you want to break down things like the Bible and read it literally, it's in the words. So people can't argue about going against the Bible because you're using the same scripture as them, but you're looking at it literally. The Bible is a good one too. I'm talking a lot, but no one's commenting tonight, so I'll keep waffling on at the moment. It's I'm coming on a lot more this side of Christ Mass, because this is now the turning point. And for me, it's just bringing awareness to ourselves each day. The information is going to continue coming to us, and we're putting a lot of things together. One thing fits in, one thing doesn't. You just keep an eye on all of it. And once you start learning more about yourself, to be able to deal with the reactions to what is going to be presented to us and what is to come with all the information going on. So I was fussing with my daughter. I just think you said that she was pregnant as well, so congratulations. It's a great time to bring a kid in. That's another thing as well. Think about people that have passed on, and if there's a birth to be upcoming, there's a soul exchange. Souls know a lot more now. It's awareness. We choose to come back. Not this one, but thanks so much. The Great Awakening to who we really are. Christ consciousness pushed out. Exactly. And the story of Jesus, like actually learn it properly. So I'm going to do a talk again tomorrow, the program called The Chosen. And people have to watch it. So I've never really been one for biblical texts, religion, or anything until this year. Watching The Chosen has really helped me connect with already the book of Matthew and the book of Mark. I'm halfway through the book of Mark now. And from what was presented in The Chosen, everything now is being, that I'm reading, I'm linking it straight away. I'm like, it makes so much more sense. And you start seeing that Jesus wasn't accepted at all. And when people come in and they are speaking truth, they are speaking God, it's not accepted by the masses because the mind doesn't want to accept it. And for me, it's magic. It's a must watch. The first series is on Netflix, and then you go on Angel Studios and watch 2 and 3. The next series is February this year. All perfect timing. What is so important about that? One, for me, like I said, it's connecting me with the Bible to make sense of a lot of the scripture. And there's stories that I've already got a bit of awareness to now, which is in there. And it makes so much more sense. It's been brilliant, actually, because as I'm reading it, I'm like, I already know it. It's like, I know this already, and this is in the biblical text. I read the book of Luke, month of December. I read the New Testament in 90 days now. I love that. And this is what I love about all of this, is that we only can read it through the individual. We can listen to how other people are showing us the message, but if you really take the logic of that, especially for those that have been going to church since a kid, the pastor would never read you the Bible as a kid. He'd maybe do a little snippet, but it's always his story so kids can understand. So you've never had the full truth. You've got a interpretation and a way that is gatekeeped and protected and pushed onto you, and we defend that. But you wouldn't be reading the full Bible to a kid because it'd be like, I don't understand this at all. A lot of adults don't understand the way it's written. And it tells you in the book of Matthew the reason why you write it like that too. If you want the truth, you need to go and take it yourself, not be spoon-fed it all the way. And this, The Chosen as well, for me, it's a truth on its own, the way that it's portrayed so many characters from all different walks of life and the different roles we play. So, like as a mum, and just some of the frustrations of being a mum and the rewards versus the things that are challenging and the way that they deliver it, or when people argue, or when people have a strong opinion about something and it's something they can back up as a personal one, but someone else comes in with something and it shuts them up instantly. Soul slap, realisation. It's like, it's perspective. from other people. But these are all from the biblical text. And also for me now it makes a lot more sense is that there was scripture before and it had been around for 400 years until anything else was written, and Jesus come along and started speaking truth with more awareness of the world, to be able to say, look at what we were told here, but look at, there is another way. So it's using the truth, but then showing you add to it. And where we are in this time, there's so much more things that we can start using in the creation to help others understand. We've got the technology also for people to use their imagination to what a spaceship is at slight speed, traveling through a galaxy. That's in your body, but try and explain for someone to get that idea. Or medbeds. We hear about medbeds and they can heal and regrow limbs and all this sort of stuff. Your body is a medbed. But now you have an image and you see some films and how it puts laser light on it, and then that's us. But you couldn't explain medbed to Jesus back in the day, 2,000 years ago. Yeah, trying to even explain what a plug was, a plug socket, to Jesus, he wouldn't know. It'd be stupid. What is a Game Boy? Netflix. A plane. Oh yeah, Star Trek. Again, look at the spear in Star Trek. Star Trek The Next Generation, all good teachings for us too. So The Chosen is a must. And this is also where you start seeing the people that are Jesus Christ, our Lord, Saviour, etc., they don't then share things like this to go and watch actually what is the story of Jesus. And the way that it's been put together, the acting's not great. It's just the way that all of this helps reference the Bible, which I've never had before. And you don't have to watch this really obsessed with the Bible. Like my dad, for example, loved the first season. And he said it made the Jesus character actually believe because you don't recognise who he is. Yeah, it's brilliant. And like I said, now I'm reading the New Testament with more awareness. It's sticking straight away. And you can see how so much has been missed out. You can also see how the way that it's dismissed, no, like Tom Hanks, like Ellen, like Oprah, no. That's the same when truth is delivered by Jesus and it's not accepted. It's blasphemy. And then they see it with their own eyes. They see him heal people that can't walk, people that are sick, constant, like story after story, and they still can't accept it. No, he must be doing witchcraft, he must be doing sorcery and trickery. It is there. That's what we're experiencing now. You can see he's evil. You can see he's uncomfortable. You can see that nothing makes sense that they're saying or it's contradicting, but you're still going with him. It's like, it's obvious in certain cases. We don't accept it though. No, we can't. We're not allowed to. So that's the same there. It will also help you start appreciating, and I didn't even realise this, again, my naivety, Romans. And Romans was Jesus' time as well. I didn't even know. Didn't even know at all. And obviously there's a book of Romans now that makes sense. I didn't know. I just thought that was the next page, and these are all stories together. So you start appreciating why it was a lot more challenging. You'd also start seeing as well his message and his disciples that then shared his message in the books. Again, they're passed down messages. They're messages though. They're teachings. They're truths that we can take with us, not to hold on to permanently. And if it's not in those lines, no, it's showing us the way to have free will, to honour the Father, to have heaven on earth, to make the right choices, to learn from our pasts. So that's what it's all about. And now there's going to be a lot more upgrades of stuff because the information is flowing out to us. And soon we're going to be able to have the people that have been maybe held back, that are connected with God, that are getting these messages, and then we all get a new education, and you'll see it from the teachers, the tutors and stuff. You're going to see their powers that they have completely. And then you'll start realizing, oh my God, this is heaven on earth. This is the kingdom of heaven. And I feel that that's been saved for us from Harry Truman. This world that we're in at the moment, there's a world that's unfolded, and they've taken elements of history and kept it all there, preserved it, all God's creation, search the world fairs, see what they were doing as temporary and how they Only had them up for 2 weeks. Look at those. So they're all saved. So ancient Asia, and I really wish we were back then and see it. It's there. So to come into this world is only love space. Because this is God's world. This is the kingdom of heaven. And even in the book of Mark, it says it's easier for a camel to, I think, walk through a pin than someone who's rich into the kingdom of heaven. You have to do the work. Have to. Not even if you're like, oh, yeah, mum and dad, they're really nice, and if they haven't done the work, and the work is going to be squashed to us, except God. Your choice is God or God. That's it. Your mind's going to know, no. No is not the right one. It's only a no in. That's it. Enter through the eye of the needle. There you go. Just got the chills. And what is it though? It's truth. It's true, and it's simple. It's like all your overcomplicated choices in life and your decisions and the way that we hold on to help other people, or we see the good in others and we know that it's them, that they need to make the change. We know that they can do it. And we've seen the elements of them, but yet we hold on trying to change them so much. They're not ready to do the work. This time, though, there is no way to get away with murder and evil and stuff, because it will be a police state. 2-tier solution will be the new world, love space. 5G will be controlling it, so you can't fake it. And then it'll be you have to prove yourself. Prove yourself is to yourself, your story. And this is where I feel the selection process has been taking place. It makes so much more sense because people have lived a life and they've chosen that. When you start seeing that you're all in a world which is not creation, it is full of criminals that have made their choices, instantly you're going to get out. This is not where I want. Like, we've had power for so long, but now we're stuck with people. Do you think something will happen 7th of January? It doesn't matter about dates. Doesn't matter about dates at all. It's happening it's all at the moment. You always guide us onto the right path. Thank you, Ivor. It's truth. It is truth. You can argue with all these things. It's truth, though. The thing that people find the hardest when it comes to truth is change has to take place. And if you see others that are speaking truth and certain things they say, deep down they know change has to take place. Otherwise there's a resistance. So it's just taking what works and resonates for people, but actually paying attention to it, not ignoring it, not begrudging it, not getting triggered by it, because why? And this is where, again, for us now is to pay attention to the people that we are sharing the energy space with and where we're getting our information from. Are we taking on their energy completely? There's so many copycats, again, moon copying the sun. The sun is consistent, the moon has phases. The moon doesn't know how to keep a full moon the whole time. It copies and gets there, and then it hasn't done the work to how do I keep it. So you keep going back, full moon, half moon, crescent moon. They're ego phases. If you learn just to turn up consistently, let go, you'll start seeing that that's going to be the same for this world. So copycats are people that are just copying, speaking the game, showcasing that they've got good knowledge. They're still not in that God space. Easy ways to spot it now, people, is passion. You can see happiness, you can see excitement, you can see a spark from people when they talk about things that they love. Flow. If you listen to words, it just flows out of people. There's no thought to it. There's very rare stutters when people are actually talking about their story. Pay attention. Don't you sleep, mister. Yeah, I sleep good. So I got some good dreams. Hey, Jittis. So many people getting triggered right now, especially about Trump. Yeah, it's close though. All the things that we're seeing, as soon as it goes, people that have been hiding, that comes out. The names of Maxwell and Epstein, all it is going to do is just spark more conversations online. Also remember, people, there's some names, and Q tells us that will be arrested undercover. So my encouragement again, watch for reactions of yourself or the, see, I told ya. Watch for that. Because it will happen. That's being done deliberately, because this next part is, if all evil is now being taken out, then there's people that are being monitored and tested. But also, if you just think again, if we're a small percentage of the world that awaken to all this knowledge, we're powerful, we have a responsibility after, we have a role that we play, will be needed. They're now looking at people. How do they deal with pressure? How do they deal with interaction? How are they humble enough to come through? Remember the new world. So if we go into that state of, see, told you, that's all ego. And it just shows you what really is important when the world is just about to be freed up completely. The world is going to change, and people that we love, we're going to see the true being that they are. You're going to see God's creation shine out of everyone because it's available to us without the fear. If you're still at this turning point now, remember, we're all going to look back at these moments, the most defining moments in mankind. We have to be kind. It's kindness. These will be in the storybooks, so it'll even be events that take place at this time. What happened next? What happened there? I was an idiot. My ego got the best of me, and I went to town on someone because I thought I was right, and then I got it all, and I looked like a dick. That is going to happen. So I really encourage people, enjoy this process. Learn about yourself now. I literally wake up every day hoping the awakening slaps the doubters around me. It will, all of us. We're all going to get slapped. The things that we are going to see, how corrupt things were and how it operated, it's going to be mind-boggling. The way that I see the high-level crimes, how they work with each other, the way that they communicate with each other, the way that they'll set up an operation or set up a meet or arrange a date, and they've got all these things in place. They're literally moving the environment to get an outcome. And watch the rabbit hole. Watch how they do it all and put it together. It's crazy. I've seen it all start happening. So you'll see people also say things like this. There's good people and evil people in a bad system. But good people could be just, I call like Ray Gotti. Ray Gotti? Yeah, the mafia guy. He was deemed a good person, always show, never seen with a gun or anything. But one element of that is not good because they're being deceptive. So when we start seeing that people have influenced certain decisions and they haven't done anything, like a top drug dealer, John Gotti. Thank you, John. When we see that, and when we see what conversations are taking place with people, or what their role was. Some people got a role just to go on Rumble and press minus on all the comments. That's their role every day. That's what they got to do. It's like adding their part to it. No matter what they move around and try, the outcome is going to be the same. They lose. I'm going to encourage people, even that. Thank you for sharing. Peace, love, Huey. It doesn't matter about them now, does it? They lose. What's the opposite? We win. That's our wording where we go forward now. Speak about those things because it keeps putting it out there. And the thing is that we understand if we win, someone else does lose. So I'm going to encourage people, even little adjustments like that, play around with it yourself. It's empowering. There you go. We win with big capitals, exclamation mark. It's exciting. And there's films where there's celebrations for wins and victories in wars and stuff. We're going to get that. We're going to get that. We haven't got anywhere close to it. It's going to be magic. Like the way that I keep picturing certain things. And yeah, so, some of my dreams at the moment are, yeah, they're mad. The way that I look at it now is I've got you call it my third eye, but I just see this eye. And it's like the witness, it's the conductor, it's the composer. And all it is the edge of a seesaw. And then you've got God and the Son of God, and they're competing. The whole idea is to get them completely at balance. And throughout the eye, you then have day and night. So night, now, the body, that's God. That's when that works. In the day, it's the mind that works. So it's like this, or the soul in the day. So the soul is the sun that rises up, and at night time it's the body. God, rest. And they're playing this yin and yang all the time. And I'm watching it, and it's like you have to line it all up. And then you also got to get the body and the mind in line with the soul. And then you've got to get creation, and you can't hear. I was on my little roll anyway. Let's see if you can hear. Better now. Go out and come back in. Can you hear me? No sound. Right, can you hear that? I can hear you. Okay, great. So I'll come off otherwise. All good, yes. I can hear. Okay, welcome back. If you can't hear me, I was going to say press silent on, but you can't hear me, so it makes sense. But a lot of people say sounds okay. So that has to be personal now. So again, pay attention to what we're being shown. Everything we're being shown now, please change the perspective to what you think is bad or who is bad. Knowing like things like Bill Gates. That Bill Gates character is being played by a white hat. The original Bill Gates is not him, but take that as Bill Gates is trolling the evil people in I'm going to say the evil people, the evil system, the people within the system, he's trolling. All the things that you see on the news is trolling. All these deaths and stuff is trolling. That's what we have to change the perspective. So the one I sent earlier with Clay Higgins, it's the perspective again. Change it. And you'll start seeing that every three-letter agency is good. FBI, CIA, NSA, DOJ. 99%, so a distinction, that'd be 100% now. Every time you see CIA are bad, just know that the people reporting this, and a lot of the way that the truth is delivered in the truth movement, it's the perception, right? The perspective. That just needs to rotate. So make sure that you view it for all. You've taught me taught me to flip the perspective. That's how they've worked the whole time as well through the legal system. When you hear the words we, our, us, you have to change the perspective. Because someone said earlier on thing, but what about they're doing to us? It's out of order what they're doing to us. Who is us? If there's a takedown of all the darkness, all the criminal syndicate, there's criminals next to you. So the people saying us, again, make sure that you bring awareness to both perspectives. Are crystals healing? A good way to ground. Christian beliefs say not to use them. I'm trying to but Christian beliefs, look at the word belief. There's lie. The word lie is in a belief. A belief is something that's not factual. The belief is the mind. And if someone tells you that God's creation is bad for you, crystals is from rock, crystals is from the earth, then they're lying to you. God created crystals. Christian beliefs say not to use them, but it's God's creation. God said that you can use all of his creation, and you've got free will. You can choose what looks right and feel good on you, and you can choose to say, no, I'm going to give you that. Not someone else telling you. And again, comes back to the Bible and the messengers that we're speaking about. Someone else's interpretation, someone else's rules, someone else's limited way of thinking, someone else's fear, someone else's control, someone else trying to scare you. You're a sinner. You're worthless. So let go of that attachment to Christian. Christ I am. It's when they say about meditation as well. You are spirit. You're spiritual being. That's the Holy Spirit. If God works within you, the first thing you can do is say, God, work with me on this. That's it. You're protected. God's more powerful than any fear. I wish I understood more about dreams. Mine are getting more intense. It's like another life. Yeah, that's what it is. My dreams have so much communication in them, so many messages in dreams, getting intense. Vicky, same for me now. The dreams, the way that I'm interpreting them is they're still showing you. And they'll use faces in your dreams, and it could be someone that you never liked or never trusted. And if that face comes up, just know that it could be something's happening at the moment where you can't trust someone, not just that person. You'll see things like trickery. You'll see like nothing really seems to be going anywhere. It's like, stay still, keep doing what you're doing, pay attention. Best thing to do now is to recall dreams is you have to write them down. But to be able to do that, you have to react straight away. So I set intentions, and I've got my diary next to me, and I have the pen open on the book, and it'll be like under my pillow or something, and I'll set intention. Any dreams that I kind of wake up from, I will write it down. And just to give you an example, I do it on my phone as well. Where was my last one? Oh yeah, this was a mad dream. It was like a DMT trip, but it was something that scared you out. So a toilet cubicle was actually a secret portal to a VIP section of the club. It felt like a teleport, had the standard toilet. People that did not use it they used it as normal. God, Bufo, DMT, travelling timelines, newest security system, the full truth. Every event recorded moment in history can be recaptured. Speed, time, location, anywhere, everywhere. Once you move through it and face all your fears, the events, to the thoughts, to the dreams you have created, you can let them go. Life is a firework, one bang to the next. The big bang keeps hanging. Just things like that. And again, it just pulls about. I don't remember writing some of them. Every day start working on that, and you'll see that you'll be in a dream more, and it feels like you're living a different life, because we're three-part being. It's the balancing act still. Mind, God, and the awareness in between. Think of the number 8. It's like rocking the scales, infinity, flow, past, present, future. All of it you can capture then in your dreams, and then in and the waking state. And it's in that middle bit where you realise that you are dreaming and you can remember briefly of it. It felt so real. And then on the other hand, it's like deja vu. Thank you. Good idea, recording dreams. You'll get a lot of things from that. And when come back to it a year later, some of them will make a lot more sense. Thank you. It's been a question I've had, but it's from what I've heard. Again, that word heard, it's a sheep mentality, not you personally, just the word heard. And we say these words, they've been telling us, it's what I've heard. Okay, well, what have you experienced? Have you tried it? Why not? What's stopping you? And you'll realise that even what's stopping you is from other people. So it's these little things, by saying it out loud, you'll see that we have to break away from it. I've already liked rocks, stones growing up, loved that. And the way that you find yourself is you have to connect your life. So you go back and you start recalling loads of things. I had a real powerful insight today with questions, and where your mind goes to, or not even your mind, it's where your thoughts and awareness goes to. And it's called an ego poke. And I'll have it created soon. But you'd ask questions, and sometimes you'd answer about someone from the opposite sex, and it might be a moment. And you'll go back, and then your mind will no, but it can't be. And what I've started working on is that it's the words that limit, or the words that trigger a response. And you could say your happiest moment or something, and it takes you back to a moment with an ex, and you're like, no, the ex is not the right person, and you fight that. But if I then said, go back to a moment, happiest moment, when you felt safe, and I added more words to my statement, another memory would come. So the happiest moment all of a sudden expands out to all these different moments because I've changed a few words. In the meditation, because the ego's out the way, you get it all and you sit with it. And so many things start connecting. That's how my mind works now. I have my meditations. Some of the insights come out, and I try to work out how would I put that in a meditation. It's the easiest way for me to remember things. I write it down, I put it in my diary. I've got all sorts of notes now, and now I use Canva to do like an online diary too. I might have an example. I can't share the screen on here. So anyway, I thought I'd come on and just bring a bit of a message, and it's going to be a continual thing now. Yes, us. This is the awakening to Christ from within. That means you. It means your story, it means your truth, it means your energy, it means your light. Your light is going to guide people in the darkness. Your feelings are going to have to be put into some sort of words or express yourself in some way, so you describe them. You describe this event. Eventually, event all lie, the big lie. We are very close to something huge taking place, and we watching here are very prepped for it. Yes, there's still going to be a lot of twists and turns and a few frightening moments, but we're prepared for it. The last barriers for us would be the attachment to things and outcomes, to people closest to us and people that we've trusted, the shock element to how evil things are, and everything else will just be internal. It's like things that you're learning about yourself. And then after that is the excitement of this new world. Just hearing that when you felt safe makes me think of my life that I didn't feel safe. And so thank you for that share. And it's things like that. It's the awareness to it. So when we say I didn't feel safe, then I'd really challenge. And this is again meditation. Where did you feel safe? And there might be one space in the house that you used to go to when you're going out. It might be when you was out with your dogs. It might be when you went to a certain thing. There'll be an element to that. And all I help people do is capture that feeling above anything else. As soon as you get the feeling, you recall it, you recreate it, then you start experiencing it. And you realise that you've been safe all the time. Because God's always been there. When we start seeing what God has been doing for us and the things what we've had to endure, and you've shared before on certain things, it's been a solar coaster. It's been a challenge. However, look where you are at this moment and look what you've had to endure, plus all this other stuff going on. And I can imagine there's been a lot of divisions with your beliefs and certain things. Instagram don't like some of the things that you post. However, all of that adds to your story, and it's your story that you're already sharing, and you're already seeing changes, and you're growing from, that will inspire other people to say, oh, it can be done. She's actually doing it through this part, and she's gone through that. So for me, we chose to be here. So enjoy these challenges and these darkness, and take the teachings from it. They'll continue. And the safe space, you can never be alone. A lone wolf is a solo journey, soul with the O on it. It's powerful stuff when you start realising that it's all part of our unique experience. Yes, I let Instagram get me the other day. I was going to send a gift to you, but I couldn't find the right one, so I might have poked the ego a tiny bit. Thank you so much, John. So people, I'll be on tomorrow YouTube again on, this would be like a breakdown for The Chosen, and I got some nice scripture and stuff as well. Bit of a education lesson for myself, and also sharing what I've been picking up. I encourage really strongly though, start watching it. Start watching it knowing that Christ is within you, and this is a story for all of us. It's Jesus. Go and watch it and see the difference between the message that we've received about Jesus and the fear and end of times and all this, and you sinner, and then watch the way it's portrayed. It's magic. So I strongly am going to keep emphasising that's a must. And also season 4 comes out February, and what we're going through and what it's about, that's for a reason. So it's magic, and it helps connect with everything else that's been going on. So thank you, people. As always, if you're watching the video back as a recording, please leave your comments. I'll post this on my other platforms as well. So peace out, everyone. I'll see you very, very soon.